Hi guys, I'm Steve at K3 Capital T, and today I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Where's the video on the Hermes Lite? The update on how you've gone? It's been over a year, well, probably been a year and a half, maybe more. Since that video was made, 4,300 views, so that's a lot of views. Well, the Hermes Lite was a brilliant radio, changed my whole thinking, moved me away from mainstream radios. Like my FTDX10, my FTDX 5000, IC70 705, even my FTDX 1200. It's performed fantastically, especially in the high. I live in suburbia, especially in a newer suburb. So we've got a lot of new builds. So we have a lot of Chinese imports with young families with chargers, and so I run with a high noise floor, probably about S6, S7, which is not stupidly bad, but bad enough. And I needed to mitigate that. I found a couple of times with the Hermes Lite that I was able to resolve weak signals, DX signals, pile-ups in sideband that I couldn't resolve on the Yaesu. It's really surprised me. So it sort of won me over from that. All of a sudden I couldn't hear them, they were just gibberish, and then all of a sudden, boom, I've got clear things out with the noise reduction too, and all the noise reductions and the various ways you can shape that sound is fantastic. It's a really good, clear interface to see. This works fantastically. Probably some of the best, but also with the Hermes Lite you've got SDR Spark, which is brilliant for running just multiple slices and just listening, RXing on for FT8, lots of other things like that. It's just really quite interesting. And also SDR console is quite a good setup as well. But I'm finding this is the go-to for me. It seems to be for the Hermes and for the Apache Anon, which I've now replaced the Hermes with. And why did I go to the Apache Anon? Why wasn't the Hermes Lite good enough for me? Well, the Hermes Lite was never going to be good enough for me. It was just a box with a plug for the coax and a plug for the headphones and a plug for the LAN cable. It's just a very basic way of getting you into something. But a wonderful introduction to the world of SDR. For $600 you've got a real game-changing SDR, and you can run even valve amplifiers and things like that. I've got friends running power amplifiers and everything like that. Don't make a massive amount of power, but they make enough, and they do work and they're stable. And you can see the joys of pure signal and the diversity. Well, we can't do diversity on the Hermes. You can do that on the Apache, but a lot of other things. But so one of the things you can do on the Apache, which is different to the Hermes, is you can do diversity and you can do pure signal, and they made a big difference to me as well. Seeing those straight lines in the waterfall and no splatter out from the edges when you're running 4K wide. It's really funny when you present photos to people and show their signal, and they're spreading all over the place, and I think they're clean. So between the Apache and which I personally like, and the Flex, which you can't diss that, it's a pretty good radio itself. Nothing even comes close to those in the terms of listening. A few little problems with them. You have to listen direct to get zero latency. So normally, if you're having just a QSO, just run it through your headphone monitors. I've got a sound interface, audio interface, which works really well, and that's fine. But there is a little bit of latency there, which if you're doing CW and a CW pipe, there's no way you could do that, or even SSB. You need to listen direct for that kind of thing. But if you're working at POTA station or just having a check to your friends, the latencies you don't even notice it. There's no problems there whatsoever. CW I found working with the Apache Anon, and the same with the Hermes was a bit of a pain in the neck because you had to set up a keyer and things like that, and it didn't work as well as it should have. But whereas the Apache Labs actually has a nice keying relay in there, and it's got CWX, which is used in the Flex as well radios. So you've got something CW memories in there, so you can just keep pressing a button for the pile-up in a D expedition, which is good. So it performs that function well. Audio, you can get some really nice narrow. I run my audio through some software like Canterbury, how his voice meter to control all of my audio. Don't ask me about how I do it because I'll be honest with you, somebody else helps me set it up and set and forget. If I've got a problem, I can contact them and they'll help me get out of it. I'm not a very computer guy, but I found this system to be mission critical. So once I set it up, it's a set and forget. And that's what was critical for me because I'm a DXer at heart. Chase DX 316 works. Been a lot of new activities the last couple of months, so a lot of new countries for me, or lots of slots and things like that. And I've been able to utilise that with the Hermes, and I've actually got results where I think with other radios I might not have got the same results, which has been really wonderful. Working in split operations is so very simple, very fast. So I get a text message, 2 seconds, I can be, boom, dialing up a frequency that I need, let's say, 18070, out 2, and then boom, boom, boom. And you can set that up really fast on the in Thetis. It's really, really amazing how quickly you can be somewhere. All you need to do is turn your antenna in the right direction, point and shoot. Set it up on the right power setting for your amplifier, bang, and away you go. Really, really good things to do. And because the Annan's a 200 watt radio, which you only run at 100 watts, it's still got plenty of oomph too. If you need to call it a pile up at 100 watts, you can still get out and be heard. Whereas with the Hermes, it's not mission critical. It's great for experimenting, for rag chewing with your friends, but it's not what I would like to rely on 100%. I bet I've got them working very stably, don't get me wrong, but there's another one from Annan's coming out, which is the 10E, which is going to be a little bit more expensive, but that could be quite a good alternative as well. So, and I went the Annan as well because it's finished properly. You've got slots for your CW key, you've got slots for your audio out, you've got slots for a microphone in the front of the radio so you can go direct if you want to do that. On the back you've got diversity, you can have an RX antenna, you've got 3 antenna ports, you've got sampling for the pure signal, lots of things going on in the back as well. It's a good utility case, it just sits in the rack and away it goes. It doesn't even bother anyone and you don't bother it. So I really like it for that fact too. Go straight in, drives my amplifier, I've got a VK amps, which is like a LDMOS amplifier. Most people have got LDMOS amps today. If you don't, it doesn't matter, it still works with a tube amp as well. And yeah, and away I go. But the whole scanning, I don't even use an external VFO. I bought one, I've got one here, but I haven't ever plugged it in. I just use the mouse, use the keyboard. The key to learning and getting there was going in 100% SDR for a week and doing that on the Hermes Lite and making sure you can survive. Because if you can survive a week, you'll find that you love it. And that's what happened with me. By the third day, actually, I wasn't even looking at the FT-X10, which was sitting right in front of me right here, but wasn't looking at it. No, I still don't look at it. Turn it on occasionally to work something on 10 metres on the antenna I've got, monoband I've got for it, but that's about it. It's not my go-to radio anymore. The Apache Annan is. And I could easily transfer over to a Flex if I needed to, so it's either one, yeah. But an SDR radio. The days of the ICOMs and the Kenwoods and the Aces, they're there, they've got their uses, but if you're modern and a younger person, not like me, a younger person, and you use computers a lot in your job every day, you'll find this a great benefit. An extra screen for your radio, just have it running in the background, ticking away on FT8 or something like that, not a problem in the world. Only issue I do have to reset the radio and the software every 2 days, but I don't think that's a major problem. I don't need to do a remote or anything like that, so. But it seems to work well. By the way, if you like the content, please like, share. If you disagree with me, please tell me in the comments. Did you find the same thing? Did you find you had to upgrade from the Hermes to an Apache Labs or something else? Do you still have your Hermes? Or couldn't you manage it? Did you find it a bit difficult to work with the software and everything else? I mean, it's fairly complex. I've found it quite difficult and had to have some help with a friend, but once you dive into it and you spend some time looking in the menus and reading a bit of the manuals, all of a sudden it becomes a lot clearer, and it's a really, really well thought out piece of software that's there. This really, really is. exceptional. And the wide audio, go 5-6K wide is a lot of fun too. And you can muck around with your compression, your mic gain, and you can narrow it up to, I'm running about 2600 sometimes for the cutting profile, so it'll cut through. But my friend's got this cannonball. It's got a few profiles of cannonball for me, for one for DX and one for ESSB, so I can sit nice, little loud and proud and wide on the 80 metres. So all kinds of fun. So, and just the receiving of the signal being so good, it's a lot of fun anyway. All right, so that's the update. The Hermes Lite was great. Kept it for another probably 6 months, but most of the time sitting on the shelf because I already secured in the Apache and labs. And that's still my default go-to radio for the day. Buy a Hermes Lite, you won't regret it. They're a very good little radio for what they are. Anyway, sorry to keep to drag on so long. Thanks for the chat, and we'll catch you again next time. Sorry this was took so long to come up, but hopefully that's answered your questions. If not, write them in the comments. I'll try and address them if I need to down the track. But yeah, a lot of fun. 7 from Steve VK3 Capital T. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.